When you were 7, a single summer felt endless. The days stretched out so long, you got bored inside them. A school year was basically a geological era. Now, you blink and it's December again. You just took the Christmas decorations down, and somehow you're putting them back up. Whole years are starting to slide past, like weeks. Nothing about the clock has changed. A second is still a second. A year is still exactly 365 days. So why does it feel like someone quietly reached in and sped up the tape? This isn't just a feeling. It's real, it's measurable, and there are several different explanations for it. And the last one is going to change how you spend the rest of your life. Because once you understand why time is accelerating, you can actually slow it back down. Let's start with the simplest reason. And it's kind of brutal. The oldest explanation is just math. It's called the proportional theory, and it goes back to a 19th century philosopher named Paul Janet. Here's the idea. When you are 1 year old, that single year is 100% of your entire life. It's everything you've ever known. When you turn 10, 1 year is now just 1/10 of your life, a smaller slice. By the time you're 50, a single year is only 2% of the life you've lived, 2%. So of course it feels like it flies by. Relative to everything else you've experienced, it's tiny. Think of it this way. For a 5-year-old, next year is a fifth of forever. For a 50-year-old, next year is a rounding error. The same 12 months, weighed against a very different amount of memory. By this logic, the halfway point of your life, the moment where it feels like half your time is gone, isn't at 40. It's shockingly early. By some calculations, you experience half of your subjective life by the time you're around 20. That's a bleak thought. But the proportional theory has a problem. It's too neat. It describes the shape of the feeling, but it doesn't explain the mechanism. What's actually happening inside your head? And the real answer is stranger and much more hopeful. Here's the key. Your brain does not measure time with a clock. It measures time with memories. When you look back and ask, how long was that? Your brain doesn't count the seconds. It counts how much stuff happened. How many new, distinct memories it filed away. A stretch of time crammed with new experiences feels long in memory. A stretch of time where nothing new happened feels like it barely existed. And this is the whole secret. When you were a child, everything was new. Your first day of school. The first time you saw the ocean. Your first bike, first friend, first heartbreak, first time staying up past midnight. Your young brain was recording constantly, at the highest quality, because none of it had happened before. Those years are packed with vivid, dense memory. So looking back, they feel enormous. Now think about your last few years as an adult. You wake up, same commute, same desk, same coffee, same faces, same route home, same scroll before bed. Your brain has seen all of it before, so it stops recording in detail. It compresses. It files a whole month of near-identical days as basically one memory. Work. This is why the drive to a brand new place feels so much longer than the drive home from it. Same road. But on the way there, everything was new, so your brain recorded densely. On the way back, it already knew the route, so it barely bothered. Same minutes. Completely different amount of memory. Your childhood didn't last longer. It just left more evidence, but there's a second, deeper layer to this, and it's physical. This one isn't about memory, it's about how fast your brain actually samples reality, moment to moment. In 2019, a Duke University engineer named Adrian Bejan published a theory about exactly this. His argument is that the speed of time is tied to how quickly your brain processes images. When you're young, your brain is fast, the neural pathways are fresh and efficient, signals travel quickly, your eyes physically dart around more, grabbing more distinct mental snapshots per second. A young brain sees the world almost in slow motion, because it's capturing so many frames. As you age, the hardware slows down, the pathways get longer and more tangled, signals travel slower, you capture fewer mental frames in the same amount of real time. And here is the strange consequence. If you record fewer moments per hour, then each hour feels like it contained less. It feels shorter, A child might experience a summer afternoon as thousands of vivid frames, you experience it as a few dozen. Same afternoon, fewer snapshots. So when you put these two forces together, the routine of adult life recording almost nothing and the slowing shutter speed of an aging brain, you get years that collapse into a blur. And here's the part almost nobody realizes. The solution is hiding inside the problem. If time feels fast because your days have become identical, then the fix is not to add more years to your life. It's to add more life to your years. Remember, your brain measures time in new memories, so the trick is to force it to record again. Think about the last time a stretch of time felt long and full. It was probably a trip somewhere new. A single week of travel can leave you with more vivid memories than 3 months at home, because every hour was novel. Your brain switched back into high-definition recording. That is the secret. Novelty is a time machine. You cannot add days to your life, but you can make the days you have feel longer, simply by filling them with things your brain has never seen before. A new skill, a different route home, a conversation with a stranger, a place you've never been. Every genuinely new experience forces your brain out of compression mode and back into recording mode. The people whose lives feel long and rich are not the ones who lived the most years. They're the ones who refuse to let their days become copies of each other. So here's the uncomfortable question. Can you actually remember last month? Not what you were supposed to do, what you actually did. For a lot of us, it's a blur, a smear of near-identical days that blend into one. And a month you can't remember is, in the only way that counts, a month you didn't really live. This is the quiet danger. Not that life is short, but that it can pass without being recorded. Your days start to rhyme. The routine gets so smooth that your brain stops taking notes, and whole seasons vanish with nothing to show for them. Time didn't speed up. You just stopped watching it, and the clock kept running while you weren't looking. There was a version of you that experienced every single day as something worth remembering, because every day was a first. That kid is still in there. And the way back to them is not complicated. It's just uncomfortable, because it means doing things that are new instead of things that are easy. Time isn't speeding up. Your life is just repeating. So this week, do one thing your brain has never seen before. Not for the memory, for the time it gives back to you. A year from now, that's the day you'll still remember.